नमस्ते नमस्कार प्रणाम गीता ध्यानम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। Om, with which Lord Narayana, Lord Sri Krishna himself, he enlightened Arjuna, Partha, that ancient sage Vyasa incorporated it in the Mahabharata. O bestower of the nectar of Advaita, the nectar of the knowledge of non-duality, you, O Bhagavad Gita, comprised of 18 chapters. I meditate upon thee, O affectionate mother, who is the destroyer of the rebirth. And now, salutations to Sri Krishna. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Salutations to you, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, the son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur of the demonic qualities, and the extreme delight, the heartthrob of Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, our salutations to you. And now, our reading of the 8th Shlok today from the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Arjuna Vishad Yoga. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Krupascha Samitinjayah Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadatti Tathaivacha. Now, these are the words of Duryodhana to Dronacharya as narrated by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra. Duryodhana says, Bhavan. Now he is listing out the heroes, the great warriors on the side of Kauravas. And he starts naming them one by one. Bhavan, you yourself. Now he is telling Dronacharya, you yourself. And Bhishma. Bhavan is you yourself. Bhishmascha and Bhima. Karnascha and Karna. Krupascha and Krupacharya. Samitinjayaha, the great victorious warriors in the war. So, in the first line, he has mentioned you yourself, Bhishma, Karna and Krupacharya. In the second line, Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadatti Tathaivacha, and also Ashwathama, Vikarna and the son of Saumadatta, Saumadattischa, son of Saumadattihi Tathaivacha, and also the son of Somadatta. So these 7 generals, 7 great warriors from the Kaurava army that Duryodhana has narrated to Dronacharya. You yourself, Bhishma, Karna, Krupa, all the invincible, the victorious in the fights, Ashwathama, Vikarna and son of Saumadatta. So these names, now what has happened is, okay, let us read Swami Chidbhavananda ji's commentary on this shlok. Duryodhana now feels that in his excitement he has transgressed the limit in censuring the preceptor. He has gone a bit far ahead in insulting his own guru, and now he is uh, trying to pacify him, trying to dilute his sarcastic way of talking to him in the first few shlokas that we have read. As if in atonement for it, he places Drona himself first in the list of heroes on his side. Now, uh, relegating Bhishma, the field marshal himself, to the second position. Now, what has happened? Duryodhana starts feeling, okay, I have spoken too much. I should not have spoken in such a insulting manner to my guru, who after all is going to contribute at all if we are going to win. Without his efforts, we are nowhere. And all said and done, he is the guru. So now Duryodhana is diluting his words with some kind of buttering, as we say it. So while listing the name of stalwarts among the Kaurava army, he gives Dronacharya's name as the first. You yourself, Bhavan. Then puts Bhishma, Pitamaha Bhishma, in the second position. In fact, it should be the other way around. The grandsire Pitamaha Bhishma, very difficult to conquer in any kind of fight. He should have been listed first, the topmost of the Kaurava warriors. But no, he says first you, then Bhishma, and then he lists the name of Karna, his bosom friend, the dearmost friend. Karna is the only character in the Mahabharata who has stood by Duryodhana come what may. All the unrighteous things Duryodhana did, all the ills that Duryodhana did, all the wrong things that Duryodhana did, Karna always stood by him. He had his own reasons, of course. So, Duryodhana puts him third in the list. And fourth in the list, again to pacify Dronacharya, he has put the name of Krupacharya, who is Dronacharya's brother-in-law. Further, he designates Krupa, the brother-in-law of Drona, as the fierce in fight. The thoughtful prince now quickly resorts to flattery, the last infirmity of even great men, to square up the awkward situation created by himself. So now the fourth name he has listed is that of Dronacharya's own brother-in-law, Krupacharya. Then the fifth name he relates is that of Dronacharya's son, Ashwathama. Now you see that he is bringing almost the entire family of Dronacharya as the great warriors. Whereas there are still more greater fighters in his camp. But now he has to pacify Dronacharya. So he talks about Dronacharya himself as the first, Kripacharya, Ashwathama, and then he brings out one name, Vikarna. Vikarna is Duryodhana's own brother. He is the third in lineage, in fact. Duryodhan, Dushasan, Vikarna. And why he has brought in Vikarna's name? Let us think a bit about it. Vikarna is the only Kaurava, the real brothers, 100 brothers, among the 100 brothers, who has always opposed the unrighteous behavior of Duryodhana. And in spite of that, he is today fighting in Kaurava camp against the Pandavas. Vikarna was the person who objected to that game of dice which Duryodhana had invited the Pandavas after their exile and after they came back seeking their rightful kingdom of Hastinapur, which Duryodhan never wanted to give. And then he said, come on, let us play a game of dice. Whosoever wins gets the kingdom. And what happened? By Shakuni's deceit, Kauravas, they defeated Pandavas in that game of dice. They lost everything, not everything, including their wife Draupadi. And Vikarna was the person who vehemently objected to this kind of unrighteousness. Draupadi was pulled to the court in a most insulting manner, dragged by holding her hair, and was about to be disrobed when Lord Krishna saved her. Again, it was Vikarna who vehemently objected to this kind of humiliation of Draupadi in the full court. Surprising, Duryodhan mentions his name, possibly also to pacify him that, look, I know you have always opposed my wrongdoings, but now you are fighting for me. Now you are fighting for me to regain this kingdom of Hastinapur, which I am holding right now unrighteously. So, in order to pacify Vikarna, he has mentioned the name of Vikarna also. And coming to the name of the son of Saumadatta, his name is Bhurishravasa. Very complicated name to pronounce. Bhurishravasa. Possibly he has mentioned his name because he is also from the Kuru clan, from their own family lineage. The grandfather of Bhurishravas was the brother of Bhishma's father, Shantanu. His grandfather and Shantanu were brothers. So, in a way, Bhurishravas, the son of Somadatta, is a cousin of Duryodhan from the same Kuru lineage. Now he wants to bring in that person also. Actually, he is not a major character in the Mahabharata. But looking at the closeness of that relation of his father and Bhishma, Somadatta and Bhishma, they are cousins. He wants to, in fact, pacify Bhishma also, possibly that yes, my brother's son is also been mentioned in this list of great generals, great warriors, although Bhishma is not a person who will get carried away by, mentioning anybody's names. So, here in this 8th shlok, just to pacify Dronacharya, Duryodhana has narrated the names of some very great warriors who are lined up in the Kaurava camp. So that is the 8th shloka of the first Arjuna Vishad Yoga Adhyay. And let us see tomorrow what Duryodhana has further to tell Dronacharya on this. So till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Shri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.